ये चलेगा और हम गाएंगे. Just do that last line again. Last.
Inscribed the Sherwood's name and was down to the side. So it was soft.
All right, we begin the proceedings today. I'm glad that all of you are here in large numbers. So welcome each and every one of you. We have a very solemn task to perform. If I have your attention, please. And Ranjit, can you close the bar now? Yeah, because the rule of the game today is that when the events are on, the bar is going to be closed. So guys, please fill your drink right now. You've got 30 seconds. We welcome Mr. Johnson and Mr. J.B. Singh, who have been our teachers and guiding forces for so many years, for so many of us. Welcome, sir, to Mumbai. That's a moment. That's a Kodak moment. A lady from All Saints, from Mumbai, recently passed away in Vancouver, and we would like to pay a tribute to a departed soul, and to do that, may I invite Dalit Tahil to kindly pay a tribute to a departed soul, please.
A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, Sherwoodians and All Saints. At the outset, allow me to please welcome some very distinguished Sherwoodians that we have here today. Mr. Johnson, who was our mentor and guide in school in Sherwood, and Gurunath Ji, Vinkamana Chatterjee, Mr. Ajitab Bachchan. Thank you all so much for coming here, and all other distinguished guests. I come here with some sad tidings because for Christine Story, who was in All Saints and who was the head girl of All Saints in 1969, very unfortunately passed away on the 6th of October in Vancouver. Christine was born on the 24th of October 1953, and actually while she was in All Saints, I was in Sherwood, so in different schools we spent the same years as children growing up in All Saints in Sherwood. So what I say is that Christine and me, in a sort of a separated way between the wall of All Saints and Sherwood, actually were young together. Later on, when I used to come for Sister Sunday to All Saints to visit my sister, I remember Christine as a very friendly, a very warm and a wonderful child, and her name was always appearing in some activity or some sort of participation in All Saints. So in 1968, when we were doing the Sherwood play, which was Macbeth, until then in Sherwood, all the women's parts were played by guys who all had a 3-day stubble. So if you had to do a romantic scene with them, you were really stretched. I mean, it was really challenging. And that's what made some of us really good actors. Because, once you come out of that experience, then anything can happen. So fortunately for us, in 1968, they actually invited the All Saints girls to come and play the girls' parts, which in the normal world is the thing to do. And I was playing Macbeth, and I was very fortunate to have Christine to play Lady Macbeth. And she was so charming, and I remember the rehearsals. That's the time I really got to know her, and Ruth Sheriff was there playing, there were the 3 girls playing the 3 witches. And Christine was a real trooper. She was a wonderful person to be with all through the rehearsals. She was a charming personality, very warm, very friendly. And later on when we came to Mumbai, I remember she invited us over to her house in Manik Building at Malabar Hill. And her father was in the Merchant Navy, and she had hosted a lovely lunch party. And that it epitomized Christine being a warm and friendly and lovely person. We were really, really sad that she is no more here and has gone to wherever people go when they pass, hopefully to a better place. She would have been 66 years old on the 24th of October. So I would request you, ladies and gentlemen, if we can stand up for a moment's silence, for a minute's silence in her memory.
But in Sherwood, they used to call me JB Muchar. I had the Muchar, अब तो मुंह तो हट गई, पूंछ निकल आई. Now, just now, Dalit Tahir, he was very naughty, and I was his class teacher also. He used to sit on the left hand side, the third row, with Nattu Sharma, his friend, and there was another Yadav, Yavar. This is the group. And am I correct? Am I correct? Yes. And you will be surprised to know, I taught them Hindi. I had no degree in Hindi. I had Hindi only up to class 8 and 10. That is also elementary Hindi. But I was never given an opportunity to teach my subject. Anyhow, when he was sick, he was with Johnny. They were going to this Pindi Glacier. And Johnny, his name in the history of Uttarakhand, he discovered one way to that. That's known as Johnson Valley. Now,
Mr. Bloomsfield. Mr. Bloomsfield took us to the Pindari.
Then this Dalit Tahir. So no one is to give him the role in the English play. He came to me, he said, no one is going to take me in the English play. Please take me in the Hindi play. And Hindi, when I think, I'll try you. So I was the first person who put him on the stage. And the first, I used to write my own dramas and I used to direct. And that play was Jab Sham Dhal Gayi. And he acted the first time in the play airport. So once this happened, then we used to take the group according to our choice to the outer grounds. So no one took him. Jawar Rashid also. No teacher. I said, the other teacher, no one is taking someone here because you are naughty, who is going to take you? Yes, please take him. So I took this group to Almora. I made the arrangement there in the school. So I took them in there. And because I love the naughty children. Because they are naughty, because they have the brains. They are naughty because they have the brains. So he was very happy. Next time, then I put him on the plate, on the flats. There was a plate in which Tahir, I put Tahir in my plate, and that is the first plate in Kanakpur having on the flats. It came in the paper also. I gave the cutting also. That how the Sherwood children spoke such a good Hindi. And you will be surprised to know that I was still on your side. in the play, yeah, in the play, I was the son, he was my dad.
मेरे को फादर के रोल्स मिलते गए आपने ठप्पा लगा दिया बस हो गया
So when we used to do the practice, and then we used to say, so it was a very nice experience that one boy, he became the father because he said, child is the father of man. So I had a very nice time with him, and all the time he was with me, and I was see wherever he used to go, he used to come. So one night, so he and the other see, we were going home, holiday. So they both were in running, and he gave me a chocolate. Next, when I have my item, then you will hear me more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. J.B. Singh. There are many anecdotes of J.B. sir, which I'm sure we'll get to hear as the evening proceeds. Okay, now Macbeth, right? 1969. 68? Okay, I remember I was in class 3 or 4, class 3, and while Macbeth was going on, we were sitting in the front bench and wondering what the hell is happening. So that's the other side.
Don't worry, we were wondering the same thing on stage.
So it was all going over. All right. Okay. Since it's sesquicentennial year, I got it right. Sesquicentennial. Yeah. Okay. Model on nose. To celebrate that, today we also have some special additional celebrations. And I'm going to invite Sharon Prabhakar with a choir to kindly come forward. Time for some more fun. You know, there was a Sherwood song, but there's another song which these guys in the 60s created, you know, out of nowhere. So I'm going to invite the 60s batches led by Ajita Bachchan. Where are you, sir? Mr. Bachchan, please come forward. Guru Nath Ji, also from the 60s. They have their own Sherwood song. Official, unofficial, we don't know. Let's hear that. Chris Chatterjee, Wing Commander Chatterjee, Vijay Shukla, and anybody else who's familiar with the song, please come forward.
And the gods will be taken away, and the girls will cry, and the kids will goodbye, and we wish them happy holiday. Boys of the old school, loyal, brave and strong, lift up your voices, swell your song. Let not your voices be the oh so good, ever get the better of the world. Ever honest, candid, bold and free, let this be the spirit here in old me. Incidentally, I hear this new thing called All-See. What is All-See? To us old-timers, it was beach. Yeah, beach. We love the girls of beach. That is not school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No. This is before your time. Diocese includes.
Mr. Malcolm Johnson and Varina Johnson celebrate their marriage anniversary today. Mr. J.B. Singh celebrates his anniversary a few days from now. And Dalip Tahil celebrates his birthday towards the end of this month. So to celebrate all these three occasions together, we're going to cut the cake. Privileged to invite Vivek Prabhakar, more commonly known as, if I remember correctly, Apu, right? He has some special...
I must say that when I was in school, and Mr. Johnson and Mr. Papa were leading us as our school team, we felt empowered. Roger Moore and Charles Bronson. Swear to God. We felt like we were the Spartans, we were invincible. We had these guys as our lead coaches. So thank you very much. I just want to remind you that it was an honor to have Mr. Johnson and the faculty at that time to lead us into whatever inspired us and turned us into the kind of human beings we are. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Wing Commander Chris Chatterjee, year of 61. You know, it's unfortunate that in our country we have no respect for our armed forces. And I want to thank Ranjit and all of you all for honoring us and, what should I say, letting us come here and not pay a farthing. Thank you so much, all of you, for the faith you put in the service.
Thank you so much, and we are actually honored that you make your presence here amidst us, and we feel very proud to have so many personnel in the armed forces from Sherwood who have made a mark for themselves. Thank you very much. I take this time to, another dignitary has just walked in, college captain 1964, Anish Mathai, where are you? Can we see where you are? There you are. Welcome, sir. And now we have a very special event coming up, one of the highlights of the evening. A new feature on these All Saints Sherwoodian nights now. It's called In Conversation with Sharon Prabhakar. Welcome, Sharon. And in conversation with her today will be Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dalip Pahil, and our very own Guru Nath Ji from the spiritual world. Please come forward, gentlemen. Please come forward. All right, so I invite Sharon Prabhakar on stage. We'll start with Mr. Johnson because we are honored to have him here. Mr. Johnson, we request you to please come forward, please.
Mr. Johnson, I have to start by saying that all of us, I've already posted a picture of you on my Facebook group with all the All Saints girls, and nothing has changed since you made all our hearts flutter when we were in school. Trust me, whether we saw you striding, like a 100 times more handsome version of Kirk Douglas, whether you were in school or whether you were at Dorothy's seat or wherever we were, all of us, our hearts were beating so fast that we could have caused avalanches in Nainital. Were you aware that all of us had crushes on you? Yes.
I did realize that when I used to take the boys down for the senior boys used to go there for the social evenings. And I'm damned if the girls, while they were dancing, as they said, they carry on having tag dances. And who would they be tagging?
You.
Me. There's at the swimming pool. I used to take them in swimming. And the things they did are shocking. I have often had to leave the swimming pool and go back and I tell the teacher that came with them, I can't stay here. I'm going to have my dinner, my lunch, because I don't want to be put off my lunch with the sights I see. I don't know whether the boys from the top from the Welland Rock could be watching all that, but I think it was when they used to go into lunch. But I can hand over to Sharon now and tell her I was aware of it.
But Mr. Johnson, you represent a symbol of such tremendous fitness, and much has been said about you being so handsome, but your fitness, what made you desire to get into the field of physical fitness?
I really don't know how to answer that question, really. It was just a case of I always wanted to keep fit and things like that myself. So teaching someone else to do it was quite a novelty to start with. But I'm afraid it was really Papa who encouraged everyone. I wouldn't say that I was the encourager of the boys, but I believe it was my friend Papa who did most of this. And he
And what happened after you left Sherwood? Where did you go? What was your life after that?
I left Sherwood the day Papa died, really. That was something that I could not take after that. And I informed Miss Montford that I was one down, this batsman retired. The next thing, eventually, I managed, my mother, who was in England at the time, really needed my help. So with her support, I managed to get a visa. And to my good luck, then Monty asked me if I'd hang on till the the others took over. And we had talked over that same evening, the top of day. I said I can contact the naval people and get you a naval man again. And that is how Nagy came to be there. And then the next was
Douglas Neil.
Neil, yeah, Dougie Neil. Dougie Neil went up there. I contacted him when Monty and I went down to Delhi. He was working in Frank Anthony's store. So he agreed to come up in April of the next year. I went off to England and joined my mother there. So it was very, very hard. I tried, in fact, I hated every day of it over there. But
Why did you hate it?
the type of people that you met there, what we imagined England to be. It was, everything was perfect. That was our imagination. But I'm sorry to say it is not that. Because here in Nainital, where we were, everyone knew everyone. I could talk to the butcher on the street. I meet the chapatis. I could go to the governor and have tea with him. That was what it was. In England, there was no such thing. You didn't even know your neighbor at times. And that sort of worried me quite a bit. And Ollie came out one day. It was about a year later. Ollie was coming through London, and he handed me a letter from Miss Montford asking me to come back and take over the, I think, estate manager again, instead of PT. And I informed my mother that I was going back, and she burst out crying. So that was it. I couldn't come back at all. But I've been back to Sherwood so many times, and I never regretted having it done.
I'm just wondering whether anybody over here would like to ask Mr. Johnson any questions, something that's been in their heart or in their minds. Is there anybody that would like to ask him a question? Put him in a spot now. Now's your chance. Yes, sir.
Just B. Singh Dylan, 75 batch.
Alright.
Gymnastics, mountaineering. When you left, you gave me your badge.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that.
You're most welcome. And have you made use of that? Have you delivered much?
I joined the sea. I'm in the Merchant Navy, so I didn't get back to the mountains.
So you sailed 7 seas.
Yeah, maybe there are many more than 7. But my question to you is this. Whenever we went down the valley and up into the forest towards All Saints, you would inevitably catch us. What the hell were you doing there?
I was taking my dog for a walk.
Not at all. One day, we went there and we found you up the tree, signaling.
Thanks for the reminder.
You know, those were the days.
Of course those were the days. So Mr. Johnson, when you look back, does anything truly memorable come to mind? Happy, sad, poignant?
I think the best thing that I always remember was our centenary year. And I think everyone who was there at that time would also remember that. It was a perfect year. And it was something that I say the boys put their real hearts into what they did to make it so perfect. Without their help, we would have been nothing. So I thank you, the boys, for what you did on that day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Anybody else want to ask something? Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we have with us a very, very special person, and I'm intrigued. Gurunath ji, we'd love to have you on stage with us. A huge round of applause. The person sitting with me has had such an interesting graph to his life. Sherwood, athletics, extracurricular activities in school, and now to the world spirituality that you have built. And I'm sure for all of us listening here, I mean, we probably not get this chance again to ask you, wo more kawai after school? When did you get this epiphany to go into the world that you have now created?
So, after Sherwood, I joined college, and I finished college. I did all my activities, my studies, whatever. I was intending to go into the army, and I had an accident, motorcycle accident, in which I was unable to go. And therefore I took to the spiritual path. And I joined this company, Pupils. It's known as Pupils, sugar machinery manufacturers. But after that I left it. And I went off to the Himalayas, where I meditated. And the rest is the rest. I mean, the urge was so strong that in spite of myself, I was employed in this German company, Pupils. I used to go into a state of trance. And instead of writing a purchase order, it's given in my book, Weeks to Freedom, I used to pray that I need 13 flow-well solenoid valves. So the marketing chap, the other side, I was the purchase officer, and they said, so we don't have it. I said, my boss was a German boss, he said, you better get it. Mr. Schuer said, you've got to get it. I phoned him again. He said, how much do you want? So he said, 13. So I said, you must get these valves. He said, sir, sorry, we didn't look. We looked again. It'll be, but they don't know they're losing at the back here. So when I asked him, he said exactly. I said, how many flow-well solenoid valves have appeared? He said, sir, 30. He said, this is too much, 30 flow-well solenoid valves. So after that, when I started meditating more and more, my mind started dissolving. You know, I was a very riotous fellow in school, very riotous and very taking risks and going all over the place. But then this change came over me. But I don't know whether the audience is correct or not. But if the audience is right, there are 3 things I can do. If anybody is drinking, if anybody is having booze at the back, I could. One person asked me in Italy, he said, oh, you look like Moses. So, and he mixed up Christ with Moses. He says, can you turn water into wine? So I said, no, I can't turn water into wine. But I can certainly do something.
Wine into water.
I can turn wine into water. And I did this fellows were drunk till the 4th or 5th peg. I did this at this wedding that the Gwalior princess's son was married to my grandniece. And they told me, so I did it. So all the Lagavulin and the Freud and all went down the drain. I said, pour it down the drain. So it turns to water. And you feel absolutely sober and satisfied. But it's not the booze satisfaction, it's a desireless satisfaction. I don't want to spoil the party, but this is what I do. And many people have been addicted to drinks and all. I've taken it down, just 2 or 3 rounds. I make that particular sound and the booze is down, you bet. But I don't want to spoil Sherwoodian's party here. So the second thing is that I have practiced going into a state of awareness, state of trance, and I can also make my audience go into the trance and experience my consciousness with them. I can do it, but this is a lighter vein in which we have been gathering here. It's not such a serious thing. Gautam Buddha has said that the greatest knowledge that a person can impart to another person is pure awareness. The state of thought-free state of enlightenment. And that thought-free state of enlightenment, there are various stages to it. The first stage I have achieved, and I can serve.
Which is? What is the first stage?
First stage of thought-free state of it, it be too technical. It's called Nirvichar Samadhi, where there is not a single thought. If you're in tune with me and I wave my hands, just casually your thoughts will disappear. So this is the power of the yogi. This is true yoga. It's not asanas or putting your feet on your head or what these modern social leaders or these yogic people are teaching. That is not yoga. Yoga is the union of the individual with the cosmic consciousness. And this is what I'm here, so maybe I'm too deep in there, I'm too inward to connect with you, so I don't know how to connect with you. But if you want, I can connect. I have no qualms about it, and it can easily be done. Thoughts can disappear this moment, I can do it. And any time I can take you in a samadhi. And your mind will melt in my consciousness like a cube of sugar melts in a cup of tea. I can melt your mind. Whether you're boozed or not boozed doesn't matter. So this is the true ecstasy which I have received in school. I used to be a tail ender, achieved nothing. Now I achieve real nothing. And they said in one of the in the United Nations, they said that first Arya-san discovered the zero. Vivekananda spoke about it, and today Guru Nanak Ji in the United Nations at an NGO, this thing I gave them the no mind state, the thought-free state of awareness. But I was saying since the booze is in competition with my thought-free state of awareness, I don't know how it would go. Some people are eager to have it, some people are not. So they were not prepared for this. But I invite you all to my ashram. You can all
We'd love to come. Guru Nanak Ji, what I wanted to ask you was yoga. You said yoga, but I'm going to use the word yoga. I know that whatever we're learning about, whatever we know about yoga is yoga is not is not an answer to losing weight or not being able to go to the gym. It is a complete world in itself. And I don't think the depth of that has been tapped or even taught to us, or we've had the opportunity. Can you talk to us about really what is yoga? What is yoga? What is the whole thing? Because it's certainly not as simple as doing a Surya Namaskar or a Kapalbhati.
See, yoga, you have to learn. And the true yoga, you have to unlearn all that you have learned. You have to strip yourself bare of your mind. It's the peeling of the onion of the mind. And when you get to pure consciousness, I can give you a state of this pure consciousness right here, right here.
Should we do it?
There's one man say go ahead doesn't mean that.
Let's all put our hands up.
Ask the guys, ask the boozers at the back.
Can the boozers at the back? We're doing something very interesting. Can we have your attention?
Are you guys ready at the back to have the finest drink? It is called the thought-free state of bliss.
We'd love that.
Would you like that?
Yes.
Casting pearl before swine, forget about that.
Yeah, but you know there's a saying, they forced me to drink also. I went to a party. So I just told them, I said, एक ये है नशा, एक वो है नशा, तुझ जैसा नशा है नहीं इस जहां, दिल रुबा, दिल रुबा, दिल रुबा. So then they said, okay, you tell us, you give us this state. So I said, pour all the rosé wine in a chalice and pour the whiskey and everything. And through the booze of the chalice I transmitted. They perspired from the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd and normal. All the pegs went down and they said this is the best booze that we've ever had.
So Guru Nanak Ji, what really are you talking about? Are you talking
about the state of samadhi? I'm talking about the yoga, true yoga. It's not the feather or fluff around it.
No.
The true essence, the Blaupunkt of yoga. So that is pure awareness. That is pure awareness, bereft of thought and devoid of breath, later state. So when your minds, you see, human beings live in a bedlam of misery created by their own thoughts. And it is this bedlam of misery. Yoga is neither in heaven nor earth, neither is it in postures nor asanas, neither is it in cities. Yoga is the union of the individual consciousness with the universal consciousness. Now the first state I can give you, I can give you the periphery of my experience, but not the core. If I have the bliss, you will get a profound peace. But if you are ready for it, I can give you a taste of it, because people are so far removed and the teachers here are not teaching you. They're just talking. It's all about no talk and no thing. So if you can tune in to me If you empathize with me, I can give you the experience here even for a short time. Even if one of you get it, I've won. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay. So now, are you guys ready for it? Even if you're boozed, will the gentleman having the booze at the back, Sardar Sahab, aap samne aa jaएं.
Ranjit, can we ask people at the back to come in the front? Everybody who's drinking, please come here. We need you for a minute, please.
It's another drink I'm giving you. Don't be shy. It's another drink. I'm giving you the booze. Aabe hayat de raha hu main tumhe.
Please sit down, everybody.
So, if you can all see me eye to eye and face to face, I will transfer my state of consciousness to your mind, where the thoughts of your mind will disappear. I will transfer the state of consciousness. But you have to be ready with me, even if one of you get this. You will have no thoughts even for a short while. After that, you may be able to see the aura around the yogi, the 7-colored rainbow. Those of you who have clairvoyance, but I'm going to start without any fuss. If you don't get it, you miss it, come to the ashram. I'm going to wave my hand. When I wave my hand, all your thoughts will disappear. The moment your mind is made of a train of thoughts, the moment that train of thoughts disappear, you automatically are in consciousness, in soul consciousness. That is Atma Bodh, the first stage. This is the education of inner knowingness, which I didn't learn in Sherwood, but I want to encourage it with the children in Sherwood. You are only educated when your mind is still. As a leaking vessel never can fill, the waters of life so pure and still, so distracted mind fails to retain wisdom's nectar in its brain. To ease disease of random mind, we are living in a bedlam of misery created by our own thoughts. To ease disease of random mind, a remedy suitable we must find. Excuse me, sir, 1 minute. Come and sit down. Those are childish things. To ease disease of random mind, a remedy suitable we must find. A rhythmic breathing, tension-free, with absorption. Kriya Yoga as the sovereign key. So, I'm going to ease disease. Mind is a disease. You cannot control it. I am a server of humanity. I serve you. You cannot control your mind, but I will control it. Be in empathy with me. Connect with me with open eyes. When I wave my hand, your thoughts will disappear, even if they are for a second. The more in tune you are, the more you get it. This is a state which I'm giving you of nirvichar samadhi, the thought-free state of samadhi. I'm giving you a thought-free state of samadhi. First time in your life you will experience it. No, it's not much ado, but drop the mind, drop all inhibitions, open your heart and make yourself available to me. One wave of the hand, your thoughts will disappear. Don't challenge it, just be in connect, be in empathy with me. Be in empathy. Be in empathy with me. Okay? Saha Anubhuti with me. Are you ready? Yes. Be still, relax, drop all tension, sit feelingly, not thinkingly. One wave of the hand, those who are sensitive will get it more, those who are less will get it less, those who don't, doesn't matter. Next, better luck next time. Are you ready? You look at me, I'm here. Try to absorb me, I'm radiating 24/7. The light, sit back, body language open. Open your body language. Please relax. It's an impossible task, doing surgery on 60 to 80 minds at the same time, but I'll do it. Relax, keep an open mind. Sit feelingly. I'll wave my hand, your thoughts will disappear. That's the first state of nirvichar samadhi, the thought-free state of awareness. Okay, ready? Will the cameraman move aside, please? The mind has disappeared in the ocean of my consciousness. Like a cube of sugar dissolves in a cup of tea. This is Nirvichar Samadhi. It's known as the highest form of education which humankind can have today. First stage of the highest type of education. Educare means to bring in the light. We have missed true education for bookish grit. आत्मा से आत्मा रूबरू हो रहा है। जब आत्मा से आत्मा रूबरू होता है तो विचार नष्ट हो जाते हैं, आनंद के समुद्र में विलीन हो जाते हैं। As long as the ripples of thoughts are there, you have no knowledge, you have only information. Now you are still. Keep looking at me. I'll take away the burning of your eyes. Don't close your eyes. You're sharing my soul consciousness, which is your soul consciousness. So I contact you at the level of Jivatma and soul, not at the level of mind. That's the missing link. The thoughts are still. You cannot think. You're listening to me, but you're not participating. Because my awareness has seeped into your sugary thoughts and melted them into my own watery awareness of bliss. Okay, come back to normal. Now, how many of you, even for a short while, got a thought-free state of peace and silence? Raise your hands. Just look around and see the hands. Sadar Sahab, aap dekhiye. Udhar dekhiye. All these people, first time. If you want me to do it again, I will do it again. But in this, you will ask me, इससे क्या होता है? यदि एक को मिला, आपको क्यों नहीं मिला? क्योंकि आपका attention tension में है, or the ego has come in the way. If you stop the thinking of the mind, the aging process of your body is arrested because the molecular motion of the brains is to and fro. If your thoughts stop, molecular motion stops and aging is arrested. This is one of the, it's too short a time in an unprepared congregation I have. Come to the ashram, you're invited. I will do this. I can do this again for you. I can do another advanced one. I can breathe through your breathing also. But I don't think you're ready for it. But I will do it again. How many of you want me to do it again? Then I'll finish. Then I can finish it off. You got it? You get the thought state. My dear friend here is sitting, Banti Bachchan is here. And he told me, he said, Guru, you're a guru now, but you and me, we used to play the mouth organ in school. And he says, all you could play is row your boat. And his row boat is just, you just do that. So I said, this fellow's forgotten, he's lost his memories. I used to play Do Sitaro Ka Zami Par Hai Milan. I used to play that with you, don't you remember? Anyway, that's off the topic. I'm going to, after 5 minutes, repeat this with you. Please understand what I'm trying to say. I'm giving you a state of samadhi. सिमरन के बाद समाधि होती है. सिमरन जो हम करते हैं, स्मरण. तो ये जो समाधि अवस्था है किसी को मिलती नहीं, तो आप मुझसे सहानुभूति लीजिए, जिसको कहते हैं संवेदनशील. Be in empathy with me. Did you, madam, did you get it at the back? The madam looking to the side, did you get a thought-free state for a while? Still mind state? Yes, you. Did you get it? Yeah, the lady looking back. Yes. You got it? So, if you drop all inhibition and relax your shoulders and sit, you will get it. Be in tune with me, be in empathy with me. I'm doing it again. Sada Sahab, aap tune mein rahiye mere. Aapke vichar chale jayenge, they will go away. Because if 20, 30 people have it, you can also have it. And they haven't consulted one another. So this is a state where I'm arresting your aging process and I'm giving you the inner knowingness, pure awareness which Gautam Buddha has spoken of. First stage is Nirvichar Samadhi, then there's Savikalp Samadhi, then there is Nirvikalp Samadhi, then there is Nirbij Samadhi, Dharmamek Samadhi, and then there is Kaivalya. So these are the basics. So this is the first stage I'm giving you, which is utterly impossible if you don't cooperate with me. Open body language, I'm giving it again. Drop all inhibition and armor, drop the questioning of your mind. Do not be too smart in front of the supreme reality. Be humble, sit feelingly and not thinkingly. Are you ready? Look at me. Relax, keep an open body language, drop all inhibition and make yourself available to my nothingness. Oh. Thoughts must dissolve. There are no thoughts, absolute absolute stillness. Keep looking at me. I'll take the burning away from your eyes. This is a state called thought-free state of utter peace, first state of enlightenment, where there is no single thought. Because your soul and my soul are the same. Our minds are different, but Atma is one. मेरे तरफ देखिए. I'll take the burning away from your eyes. Those who are sensitive will get it. I can't make too much of an effort. Some are so tuned to me here that even if you want to think, you can't think. This is the true essence of yoga, what India has to offer to the world. Had India no other gift to offer to the world, pure yoga would itself suffice as a kingly offering, because it gives you immortality. A thought-free state of mind gives you immortality. Okay, come back to normal. Okay, now, second time I take feedback. How many got the still mind state? That is very good. Sardar Sahab ko, sab piche walon ko, give them a hand, because in spite of having the glass with them, they I want you to pursue this. Sherwood, there's nobody giving this, as far as I know. This is not an idle boast, but all your yoga teachers and all are just teaching with the external stuff. The core of your soul you have experienced today. Did the lady get it who didn't get it last time? Did you get it this time? No. Too much. Mind is too busy. Did your thoughts move slowly? And did they slow down? Yes. So it's a lot of tension. But you will get it. That's all I have to give you. Nothingness. And
that was amazing, Guru Nath Ji. I have to confess I'm a practicing Buddhist. I have been doing Buddhism for the last 10 years. So chanting and all that sort of thing.
You need not practice Buddhism because India is the mother of Buddhism.
Yes, exactly.
Buddha was a Hindu, he was an Indian. I belong to the family of Buddha.
Wow.
So you need not go to Buddhism. Don't look at the reflection. Come to India. There the people have it. Buddhism don't give you this. They don't give you direct experience. So a Sherwoodian is I'm a rare species, freak of nature, who has a no mind. I'm only an awareness. So since I'm a freak of nature, please treat me, keep me as a precious gem. I'm a freak.
We will.
No Sherwoodian has this, and this is the stupid Sherwoodian is the last tail ender of your school who's produced this. So you should know how to handle me.
So how do you get to the true essence where there's a complete void, no thoughts controlling anything? How do we get there, Guru Nath Ji?
That is what I said. That's what I did with you, but I did it for. It's called Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti Nirodha. I hope I'm not boring you guys because I can go more and give you something more practical. I can breathe through. आपके सांसों से मैं सांस ले सकता हूँ. हाँ. आपकी सांसों से मैं सांस ले सकता हूँ क्योंकि इबादत में दम होना चाहिए. इबादत में दम नहीं होगी तो कुछ नहीं होगा. This is very, very important. Like I said, yes.
I'm coming back to the questions. How do we get to that core essence where, they say you can change your DNA, you can stop aging, you can. How does one get to that? Because I think that's
practice. You've got to practice. It's not for the lazy. जिसके अस्तर पंजर ढीले हैं उसका काम नहीं है ये. You have to be practiced and get regular. And I have an ashram for you. I'm there to serve you 24/7. Why don't you guys come and avail?
We will.
You should use the person. But I'm so far removed. There's so much disconnect between an idiot like me and brilliant people, all generals and Air Force and field marshals and all that. I'm a guy who offers nothing. But that nothing is the source and essence of your existence. This which you had just now, this will quench the thirst of the ages and you shall want no more. This is the ultimate drug and the ultimate Abe Hayat. This is the ultimate.
So I want to digress a little bit because I think in looking at a holistic lifestyle, other things come into play. Definitely chanting, meditation, trying to control your thoughts. How important is food? And if you can guide any of us on do's and don'ts on food, we hear about sattvic foods.
Actually food according to, you see, this is, you see, like when a plant is small, you need to put it, hedge it around and be a cure for it and give it good manure and this thing. Once it becomes a big banyan tree, there's no food and all required. So initially, yes, you should have sattvic food, vegetarian food and fruits and diets.
Plant-based food.
But you cannot tell a Mexico who's practicing yoga under sub-0 degrees to have celery and kale and purugala salad. He'll die. He's going to die. So that's what they miss. So you have to have your fish or this thing. It shouldn't have too much of spices or masala. A lightly cooked or lightly sauteed fish or this thing is a sattvic diet. I don't force anyone, but I say be predominantly vegetarian. That's all I say.
So Guru Nathji, what is a typical day for you at the ashram? What is a typical day?
My day is in the night, but I meditate till 4 in the morning. These people
Meditate till 4 in the morning.
Tahajjudeen Diyabani. So these guys are known as midnight watch. That's my watch in the night. It's about from 2 to about 6. And 6 I sleep, then I get up at 9, 10. So night, reality is so side. There's no such thing as God. You yourself are the God. You have to transform yourself according to the law of conservation of mass into energy. Matter, your body, matter into energy, energy into mind, mind into light, and light into consciousness. This transformation is known as the alchemy of total transformation, which is the yoga I'm teaching. I don't teach Bhagwan, Devta, this, that and all that. I don't believe in it. I know it. That you yourself can become God. You yourself are the supreme governor and the ruler of your destiny. And there's a scientific way to do it by the practice of yoga. This lifestyle you should adopt. This is what is important. And I'm giving you the experience. I will give it to you. This is one of the experiences. Then there's the other experience is breathing pranapa. I've given you Shivapat just now. Awareing consciousness. You got it both the times, I think. Both of you, all of you got it the first time. And I think this is the thing which nobody else has talked about nor given. Why have they kept the secret of nothingness from you? Why are they giving you the junk of everythingness? And why not the purity of nothingness? Nothingness is the purity, is the purest thing that you can ever have. If there's anything in your nothing mind, in the crystal sky of your nothing mind, that thing will contaminate your mind. And Shakyamuni Gautam Buddha said that this is the greatest gift a yogi can give to humanity. This is pure essence of nothingness, which I have given you. Shunya shunya ka haipan hai. Sab shunya shunya ka haipan hai. Ishwar bhi nirankar. Or highest state of Godhood is what they asked me. So I have said, Mahadhyana sthanana nadana bind. Mahadhyana sthanana nadana bind. Akash nahi vaha kaal kaha. Sab shunya ashunya ka haipan hai. Ishwar bhi nirankar vaha. So in India is the forerunner and the beacon of light which is teaching the world, has taught the world and will teach the world in future, because there are people who are so simplified in their mind that they can get to pure Atmasthiti, consciousness, Kaivalya. This is the first taste you had of Kaivalya, thought-free state. And when I take you to that state, if you're sensitive, even if you look at me, your thoughts will disappear. You can try it now. And when you look, your thoughts will disappear. They will just crumble away.
Thank you so much, Guru Nathji. And I'm sure we've all had such a profound experience, and I think we'll make a group and come and visit you at the ashram.
Yes, you're
Thank
all
you so
welcome to the
much.
ashram in Pune, or people say that they can arrange a seminar or something, or shibir in the West End Hotel. If you all do want this, I'm at your service, and I can tell you what is the true stuff and throw away, unveil off all the falsehood which is being taught to you.
Thank you so much, Guru Nathji. Thank you so much.
Guru Nathji, thank you very much.
Good evening. So here is my dear friend Nainital. Can you tell us some of the highlights of this illustrious career?
Well, first of all, good evening to you once again, and thanks very much for still being here. But you flatter me by saying it's an illustrious career, but really it all began for me in Sherwood, to be very honest, and it started quite accidentally. And that's why I feel that somewhere there is there was a calling of some sort, or maybe I describe it as a hand of destiny, that I am doing what I'm doing, because really in school I had no inclination towards being on stage or acting. I was in the choir from the very start. I used to sing in Mr. Thompson's choir, and I really enjoyed it, because it was moments in the church where we used to sing hymns that used to give me a lot of solace and peace in a very mad school called Sherwood College. But the thing was that for me it was always sport, and with Mr. Johnson I used to swim, and we used to play all the sports and go out and do everything we could. And actually my ambition in Sherwood was solely to return on the scratchy throat, and I started getting a slight runny nose. So I mean, I sort of suspected that this was not going the way I wanted it to go from a health point of view. So I went down to the infirmary and sort of didn't really tell Sister Papa what was going on, but I just sort of slyly took some cough mixture and some pills and popped them. It got worse. On the morning that we were about to leave for the mountaineering expedition, I promise you the story is leading somewhere to the question that she asked. So when we were leaving for the mountains in the morning, I got up very sick. But I managed to cover it up, and we went down on parade, blah, blah, blah. Finally got in with Mr. Johnson and the group, and we went off from Sherwood all the way down on the bus route to Berari. Is that right, Mr. Johnson? The Berari where the buses stopped, where we had to finally start walking from there with the Sherpas and everything. By the time we got to Berari, of course, I had been coughing right through the journey. There were no air-conditioned buses in those days. It was a bumpy bus with lots and lots of dust. So I was like pretty sick by the time we got there. And sure enough, after we got to Berari, we stopped. Mr. Johnson, we had tea, and we had that chai pani and everything. And Mr. Johnson came to me and said, you know, you've been coughing right through this journey. How are you feeling? So I said, I'm feeling great, sir. Absolutely feeling absolutely wonderful. He stuck a thermometer in my mouth, and I think I had 102 fever. So he told me, he said, look, there's no way you can come on this expedition from here onwards, because we're a very tight unit, and someone, if you come along with us, by which time I've started creating a tantrum and crying and throwing my legs and feet around and saying, no, I have to come, you can't leave me. So Mr. Johnson explained to me, he said, look, if you come on this trip, it was one of the first lessons in team spirit for me. He told me, if you come on this trip, someone will have to remain with you in base camp. You're going to be ill, we can't take you up with us, it'll ruin the entire expedition. It won't happen. So if you insist on coming, you're going to jeopardize the entire expedition. And that was my first and most prominent lesson in sacrificing, not that I had a choice, but in understanding that there's a greater good, which I now realize. At that time I thought that all of them were like terrible people and they all conspired to send me back to school. But now I believe that that was a huge lesson for me, where it taught me that in fact it's a team spirit. You have to sacrifice, and you have to do things for the greater good of the school and for the expedition. Anyway, I came back to school, really sick. Finally, I was in a dilemma, because I was doing nothing. I would be wearing my school blazer on Founders Day, but something that I'd never done. And I went to Mr. J.D. Singh, who was casting for the Hindi play. And a little contrary to what he said, but I went to Mr. Luther, who told me, he said, look, we haven't cast the English play, kindly come. And they gave me a part. I didn't know what I was reading. I was so grateful that I was going to be doing something, that actually I was reading for the lead part. And I got into the school play, and as things would happen, I won the Best Actors Cup on the very same year, which for me was such a turn in circumstances that I really didn't know what had hit me. But I did know one thing, that coming on stage and doing what I was doing on stage was very exhilarating. It later on began to become my profession, and it did become my profession. But at the time it was this twist in my destiny that actually brought me to what I do for a living today. So I always think about this, and it happened in Sherwood.
So if you had gone up to the mountains, maybe you would have never become an actor, who knows?
I'd probably become a Sherpa or something, which is not such a bad thing. So I still would have made a living, I suppose, living in the mountains or whatever. I don't know what I would have done, to be very honest.
So tell us about some of your favorite roles that you played.
Well, one of the roles that I really enjoyed playing was in a film that didn't really succeed in terms of a commercial success. It was a film called Trikal with Sean Benegal, in which I played a Portuguese revolutionary who comes back to get his lady love. Now, at the time in the movies, I never used to get a lady love, so I was like really flattered when Shyam Babu told me that this is the part that you actually come back and get your girlfriend after the revolution, blah blah blah. So I was like really excited about that. Another thing about Trikal which was very exciting was it was shot in natural light. We used Mitchell cameras in those days, so there was no artificial lighting at all. It was all done in Goa. It was shot in a most fantastic manner that way, and it was a huge experience, a learning curve for me in the business of films. That at that stage, we could shoot a film in natural light, and it was all done towards the evening time in Goa, in Mr. Correa's beautiful house, Charles Correa's beautiful house in Goa. So that was a wonderful experience for me. The other one that really dramatically, I'm skipping a lot of other roles that were very important to me in terms of their commercial success, and I truly am grateful for that, and I'm still working because of that today. But the other thing that changed my life was Bombay Dreams, which I did as an English musical for Andrew Lloyd Webber and A.R. Rahman. Now, at that time I felt in my career that it was okay, I was getting work, things were going fine, there was money coming in, there were roles coming in, but my feelings as an actor were just at the lowest they'd ever been, because I couldn't, at one stage I had to understand that why I came to do this, and though there was commercial success, but there was no satisfaction. Along with this came Bombay Dreams, which actually, I won't go through the audition process, but it was. One thing that was gratifying about it was that in an international audition, which had thousands and thousands of people, I was selected without any knowledge of who I was. So that was very gratifying, that I could actually be selected on an international level just for what I could do. Then I went into Bombay Dreams, which was a turning point in my life, because it was with professional musicians, some of the best live musicians that the world knows, all sitting there with Mr. A.R. Rahman's orchestra, produced by Andrew Lloyd Webber. It brought back a lot of discipline, into me. It was challenging because it was the English theatre in the sense that it was a professional theatre. So you had to do 8 shows a week, which meant you had to change your lifestyle. No more partying after shooting, getting up late, all of that out of the window. And the fact that I could do about 500 shows of Evita, of Bombay Dreams, without getting chucked out, was a huge boost to me, and it really changed the way I felt that I would like to work. So those have been 2 important, but mainly Bombay Dreams, and of course the beginning of my career in the Hindi movies, which was it sort of had its own graph. Some of the movies that have been very successful, like Bazigar, Kamat Se Kamat, they all made a huge influence in my life and allowed me to remain as an actor.
What does it take to be a great actor? What is the true essence of you, Dalit, that has been your guiding star?
Well, like the great man said, learn your lines and don't bump into the furniture.
Well, we've had a couple of adventures in Evita also.
Absolutely.
Any regrets, Danip? Any parts that you wanted, you didn't get, or something didn't go as well as you planned? Because my question with that also is, in show business, which is, how fragile this business is, how have you coped with that as well?
Not very well, but actually it has taught me that eventually, over the years, yes, of course there are regrets. I mean, I'd be lying if I say there were certain parts that I would have loved to have played, which I didn't get. There were things that I wanted to do which I didn't get. Other people got them. I still had to eat humble pie and say, oh, that guy really deserves it. What I wanted to do was I hope he came under a bus the next day. But, I mean, you've got to keep these thoughts to yourself. It did teach me a lot of patience. One thing the film industry in India has taught me, and the film industry all over the world, is that you have to be very patient, because it's not about you, it's about the movie. And your time will come and you get a chance to perform, and there are all these aspects to it. I think one of the most important factors to be a film actor or to be an actor on stage is to be understanding that you're part of a team. And that's another thing that I gained in Sherwood College. that I was always taught that you're part of a team. And I was part of a team. I was part of the football team, the cricket team, the hockey team, the swimming team. And I always understood that there was something about an individual performance in a team as opposed to demanding to be just be in the limelight yourself. It taught me not to brag, Sherwood, which the film industry untaught me. They taught me that you better brag, and nobody the hell knows who you are. So, I mean, but with all these contradictions, I mean, I feel that, you know, to be an actor it's a given that you must have the skills and you've got to have the passion to do what you're doing, because there are so many disappointments and it's such a roller coaster ride that unless you have the passion to do this job, you have no business coming into it, in my opinion. And I have to say one thing, that over all these years, with all the downs that I've had and all the ups that I've had and all the disappointments and everything, I have never once ever in my life told myself, I'm not going to do this. Why am I doing this? I mean, I should go and do something else. Never. Even in my lowest points, I have never ever said that. And I feel privileged and really, really fortunate that the man above or anybody or whoever there is and has you know, given me the opportunity to be able to make a living out of something that I never thought would be a profession. I mean, when the first time someone came to me, Shan Benigalji, and said, you come to Hyderabad, we have a role for you, and he actually paid me for it. So I said, wow, this is good. I mean, he's paying for my hotel bill, he's paying for my transport, he's feeding me, and he's giving me a fee on top of that to act. So I said, this is the business, and there's all these beautiful girls around as well. So I said, you know, this has got to be the business I want to be in.
Well, you're grooming your son now to be in this industry. Have times changed? A? B? How would you guide him? What are the words of advice that you would give him?
Well, I'm not really grooming him because I know that you know, children need to be left alone and they need to do what they have to do. They have to do their own strides, get their own graph. My suggestions to him is always the same as what I've said, is that look, if you do not have a passion for this job, if you feel that you can not survive until you do this job, that you know you're dissatisfied, you're left, as we say, अगर तुम अधूरा समझते हो अपने आप को कि ये अगर मैं ये काम नहीं करूँगा तो मैं अधूरा रह जाऊँगा, मतलब मेरी तमन्नाएं पूरी नहीं होंगी, I will never be able to survive, then become an actor. If you think that a lot of people come today and say, I had it, you know, in my time also just come and say, you know what, मैं वहाँ काम कर रहा हूँ तो मैंने सोचा कि मैं बॉम्बे आके 1 साल के लिए मैं एक्टिंग ट्राई करता हूँ, नहीं होता तो मैं अपने पिताजी के बिजनेस में घुस जाऊंगा. तो मैं इनको कहा करता था कि भैया अभी चले जाओ, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है 1 साल में, ना तो 1.5 साल में होगा. So a lot of people think that, you know, it is kind of a side thing. यार अभी ये नहीं हो रहा है, वो बच्चा वहाँ पर 1.5 साल में एक्टिंग करके आ जाता हूँ, क्या बात है 2-3 फिल्में करके आ जाऊंगा, मैं स्टार बन जाऊंगा, पैसे कमा के. It doesn't work that way. So I mean, I definitely tell my son that. I mean, I say like, you know, you have, just because I'm an actor does not mean you have to be an actor. You know, you can be, we come from a family of pilots and lawyers. So I said there are other things to do in life. It's not necessary. But that is difficult telling that to any young man or young woman today, because everybody, and for good reason, wants the glamour, they want the money, they want the stardom. I mean, that's what we are there for to a large extent as well. These are the factors that we do enjoy, but you have to work for it. And I'll tell you that in this business, it is 99% sweat and 1% of everything else.
Finally, on the last note, Dalip, what's in the future?
The future.
What all are you working on? I know you had a
future is
great
pretty much
success in the web series.
Something I can never predict, because I mean things work, have their own way of working. I mean now web series have come around, so that is generating a lot of work, a lot of lovely work. We can now tell stories the way we differently to what we were doing before. A lot of the language, and I just don't mean the speech, but some of it has gone overboard, but that will settle down. But the way the stories are being told, the kind of scenes you can shoot, that's been a sea change in web series. I know Rahul and Seema came to see the opening of Family Man with me, and they really loved it. I mean, you know, today people are enjoying web series. There's a lot of recognition. It has a huge audience. So really, the technology has changed the way we begin to tell our stories. I mean, today, who thought back in the day when I came into the movies it was single screen? Who thought that you could watch your entertainment on your mobile phone or you could have such a vast selection of entertainment and stories that you can today? So yeah, I leave the future to technology. I just try to keep myself as fit as possible, as coordinated as possible, so that when the work comes, I can seize the opportunity.
But thank you, Dalip. It's been lovely
talking.
You, Sharon. Dalip and I, in any case, continuously in touch with each other because we're in the theatre as well, and such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
It was a fantastic bit of nostalgia because Sharon's mother used to teach us music in school, and now Sharon was conducting us outside telling her. Before we go, there's just one small thing. The Sherwood, the centenary year for the 150th year. I don't even want to go down that exponential. So Sudhir Deodhar has got the book. Sudhir, will you please present the book to Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, sir. This is for the 150th year. It is the 50th year of the centenary year. My maths is right. So, Sudhir, may I request you to kindly give the book to Mr. Johnson. Come on. Don't be shy. There's a Navy captain. He was in class with me. Shy as anything. Come on. To Mr. Johnson, Sudhir. That is from the 1969 batch, the book to Mr. Johnson. With big hand. Thank you, Sudhir. Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. It's a coffee table book brought out by the batch of 69. We were centenarians. Am I right? Dalip? Yes. And they weren't able to give it to Mr. Johnson in Delhi. So they sent it down to me to hand it over to him.
I enjoy reading what they have written. I'm making a collection of these books, and I've got them there. So with all the photographs, it brings me back to Sherwood every day. But there's one person or two people. Everyone who's at All Saints girls will remember Ruth Sherwood. Right, Ruth and her brother Paul. Both of them. Right. Now Paul and Ruth are members of our group of Sherwood and All Saints. And we meet on the first Saturday in June. We've been doing that for the last 40 odd years. Paul has been with us from the very first meeting we had in my home, and there were the Bentics were there, all the Bentics, Jennifer and Jennifer was there in Taylor. But we have great memories of those. So I thank all these classes for making me part of their history. And I shall look after the book. And it has been a great pleasure to be with them.
Thank you very much. Mr. Johnson, and thank you, Gurunaji. May I take this opportunity to felicitate them. They've been here on stage, and can you please present a memento much for being with us today, and just to felicitate you with the memento. That's all.
I am now in the complex bit. I'm in Aparigraha. I don't accept any memento because I can bless it and give it to all. I can bless it and give it to everyone. Okay? Om Brahma Brahma Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam Om Brahma Arpanam Brahma Vir Brahma Agno Brahmanam Brahma Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhinam Swaha. I learned Hindi in Sherwood, not Sanskrit. This is self-love. Okay, this can be given to everyone with love.
Alright, so that's for the entire OS of Mumbai. We keep that here. Can I also request to kindly present a memento to Mr. Johnson, who's here with us. Thank you, sir, for coming down to Mumbai, making Mumbai as one of your spots to spend some time. Pleasure to have you here. Please, sir. Can I also request you to present a memento to Dilip Tahil. Thank you, Dilip, for being with us today and sharing your thoughts. Where are you? And may I also call upon the host for that event, Sharon, and that was Che and Evita together. JB Singh with us here today. Can you please present a memento on behalf of all of us to Mr. JB Singh? JB Singh, sir, please. In this, I also request Mr. Arjun Ramani, OS 57, to please come on stage. Wing Commander Chatterjee to please be here. Captain Kenneth Khan, Prem Dhawan, Behram Davash, and we have a lady from All Saints, Diana Sakletwala. Is she here? Please come join us. Okay, now we begin with number one. OS 1958, superstar of Indian cinema, TV host, benefactor, somebody we all know in Mumbai, represents the Indian film industry. We know who? Huh? Tell you, Mr. Bachchan. But unfortunately he's not here today, so his award we're going to keep with us. Ranjit, will you give it to him? Yeah? Alright, so I'm 30 seconds down. Following him, actually Kabir was going to be here today, but unfortunately he couldn't make it, but he sent a message.
All the boys and girls from Sherwood and all the ladies from All Saints. I am so envious of you getting together and having such a marvelous time together. I'm deeply sorry I can't be there because a long-standing client of mine was having 2 mega events in Pune and I could not let him down. But I wish I could be with you and share all the tales of the days that went by and where we've all come on this long journey since then to here. I'm sure there'll be other occasions. In the meantime, have a great bash and my love to all of you.
There's a felicitation for Kabir Bedi. This is an OS from 1986, winner of the Kendall Cup in his time, theatre person who has worked closely with Nasaruddin Shah's theatre group Motley, and now also character actor in Hindi cinema with his own unique brand of meanness and comedy. Jamil Khan, where are you? Hey Jamil, where are you? May I request Mr. Arjun Ramani to please come forward and present a memento to Jamil Khan, please. Thank you, Jamil, for being with us. Give us one of your mean looks on the right away, huh? That's a surprise one. Thank you. Also another OS from 86, Vivek Mushran, unfortunately not here today. We have a lady from All Saints who's done very well in her sphere. Passed out in 1977, former Chief Commissioner of Income Tax of Mumbai, and now recently promoted to Director of Institute of Directing Taxes at Nagpur, Alka Tyagi. Unfortunately couldn't make it today. Ranjit, your responsibility. OS 1980. OS 1980, former Director of the Anti-Narcotics Bureau, current Director General of the Police in Uttar Pradesh, and the Recipient of the President's Gold Medal this August 9, 2019, Rajinder Pal Singh, was actually going to come, but this event was scheduled for 19, preponed to 18, so coming there. Okay, another gentleman who's done service to government, OS of 1980, winner of the Taylor Memorial Prize again, joined the Indian Railways in 2006 and currently chairman and managing director. You guys want railway bookings? No? So chairman and managing director of the Konkan Railways and the youngest CMD so far, Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay, where are you? Sanjay is here. He's here. I met him. Yes, please come forward. May I request Mr. Ramani to kindly present him with an award, please? Thank you, Sanjay. Okay, we're moving to the field of business, and right sitting in front of us here, one of the prominent businessmen from India, OS 1962. May I invite Ms. Ajita Bachchan to please come forward and request kindly present this award, please, sir. In the field of business, the hosts, the people who have been hosting these events at the West End Hotel, owners of a very own West End, who established a very successful hotel chain in Mumbai and Shirdi. May I request the Avatramani's, Mr. Deepak Avatramani, Arjun Avatramani, Beena Avatramani, Vinay Avatramani, and Ishwar to please join us here. Deepak Avatramani is also the largest liquor distributor, guys. So you know who to catch. Please come forward, sir. And may I request Wing Commander Chris Chatterjee to kindly present the memento, please. Thank you, sirs, for your kind patronage and for being Sherwoodians. And in fact, West End is the place from where the movement of the old Sherwoodians started. This is the birthplace of the old Sherwoodian movement in Mumbai. Thank you. I request Captain Kenneth Khan, where are you? Come. And let me also share that Ravi, Rajiv and Binu have been the backbone of the movement of the old Sherwood and All Saints in Mumbai. They've been present at almost every event that I can think of. Thank you so much. Can I request Captain Kenneth Khan? We wanted all our senior old Sherwoodians and all CIs to present these awards. So that's why, Kenneth, you're in the old Sherwoodian society. All right. Then can I request Diana Sakletwala to kindly please come forward and present these awards? Established steel and stock market trader, chairman of the HMG group of companies with interest in online payments, low-cost housing trading. Trustee at HM Charitable Trust, which sponsors the education of 350 to 400 students from less privileged backgrounds every year. Let's welcome Harish Mehta, OS 1978. Well done, Harish. So if you guys want any tips on trading and investments, you know where to go. The corporate industry, this is a very interesting gentleman. OS 1991, former CEO of the National Geographic. Anybody wants to go there on one of their shows? But he's former CEO now, too bad. But now CEO of the BCCI, who handled this hot seat I don't know how. With so many bosses on him, I don't know how, but let's welcome Rahul Johri and request team to kindly present an award to Rahul. Thank you, Rahul, for being here with us. Rahul, I have a question for you. Discovery Channel, okay, I start. Okay, one quick question. How do you handle so many bosses? Because I didn't play cricket in school. Thank you so much, Rahul, for being here. Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much. OS 1987. MBA graduate from the IIM Ahmedabad. Now a financial and investment expert, partner at Infinity Alternatives, an investment management company. 87 man. Has developed the innovative, award-winning investment products and strategies. I want to meet this gentleman. Anubhav Srivastava, please come forward. And may I request Prem Pavan, where are you? To kindly present this recognition. There he is. Thank you so much. We recognize your achievements. Thank you very much, Anubhav. OS 1992. 92? An expert in hospitality and real estate with 20 years experience, led JLL into becoming the highest grossing company in this vertical in India. Housing, currently MD and CEO of Anarock Capital Advisors. All these guys make money and become advisors. His latest venture, which provides technology-enabled investor-centric solutions for clients. What does that mean?
We are on merged tech with housing.
I'm still at sea. May I request Behram Dubash, OS 68, to kindly present a memento on behalf of all of us, please. OS 1971, I remember him. House cap 80, Prefect 80. Yes, I remember. Swimming champ with an affinity for the sea. Represented India at the Wills Asia 5-Nation Sailing Regatta in 81 in the wind sailing category. A pioneer in introducing kite surfing in India in 2006 in Goa, and now which is now expected to become an Olympic sport. Let's welcome Philip Gardner, 71 batch. And may I request Anuj to kindly present a memento on behalf of all of us to Philip. OS 71 again. These 71 guys are all over the place, huh? House cap orange. Any of the orange guys here? All-round sportsman who went on to become a finance professional and was on the governing board of the NIBM and Finance Committee from 2004 to 2015. That's long, huh? But that's not why he's here. He's here because he's a veteran tennis player and winning all titles in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune as a veteran tennis player. Let's welcome Vijay Khanna. And may I request to kindly present with a memento on behalf of all of us. So, thank you all CIs, thank you Sherwoodians for being such wonderful, almost wonderful, alright, and however, but the sexy centennial celebrations continue. I want to personally thank Ranjit. Ranjit, where are you? Ranjit, I think, he single-handedly has organized this event. He deserves a big round of applause. Yes, thank you, Ranjit. And Anuj wants to...
For all the efforts, one award goes to him.
We have college captain 1964, Anish Pathai with us here, who's come all the way from across the cover world. Please join us here on stage, sir. And I request Ranjit to present a memento on behalf of the OS of Mumbai. Thank you, Anish, for being with us today. Pleasure to have you. Thank you. And Ranjit, can I request you to kindly present a memento to Vivek Prabhakar? And let the celebrations continue. Shraddha, please come forward. Can I request Captain Kenneth Khan to co-present this with Arfan? So this is the young and the old both presenting it to our lady. She needs to be escorted. Thank you, Shraddha, for being with us today. She's a Sherwoodian!
Yeah, I am Premnath Dhawan. In school they used to call me PND in short because that's the name most people get, short names or nickname. I joined in 59 along with my brother who left Sherwood in 61 and died in 96. And I left Sherwood in 68 as a house captain of Alanade. Should have been 67 but plugged 1 year, which is normal case with a lot of guys in Sherwood and especially sportsmen. Well, my life in Sherwood was fantastic. And till today, I cannot forget Sherwood at all. I go there almost every year, and I feel I'm back to school every year that I go there. And Sherwood has given me everything in life, which mostly it is, I would say, the confidence to live, through all troubles in life and all that. It's been one of the best moments of my life, which I will never forget. And I don't think any of us will forget, And today's, it's different type, But in our time, we used to have holidays like, going there twice, every 2 months we're down. Those fellows are back in, their hometown. We used to go in March and leave in December. And we had one of the best principals possible, Mr. Llewellyn. And everyone says that our principal is better, our days are better. But all said and done, I think our times, pre-80s, I think, was the best time that Sherwood ever had. It still is a good school, I would say that. It's very, very good school. And but like I said, we all get together, even our 50 years or 60 years, we are still together. We still meet each other. And the people that we have met in Bombay or elsewhere and anywhere in it's been acquaintances. But the true friendship and loyalty has been with the Sherwood guys that I have been with over the years. And I think it sums it all up that Sherwood was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. Thank you so much.
Okay. One more thing I wanted to ask you is,
yes,
what is the best thing that you can remember of your days at Sherwood? The best of something that you will not forget. Anything
I think
special?
There is nothing special, but I think everything in Sherwood was great, It is just that these memories that we live with, till today. It's all the memories that we are in Sherwood. Everything was great. I mean, I would say from education, sports, we had all the facilities, which in Bombay, I don't think anybody will get those facilities. Like in one school, we get everything, hockey, football, cricket. Here in Bombay, like my son was studying for a few years. He was also in Sherwood. He joined in 2002 and left in 2006. Now, for example, my son over here, he wanted to play cricket. I had to take him to Hindu gym where about 60 odd guys are playing on the field. Then for swimming, become a member, which is about 40 lakhs, 30 lakhs, every club, different club. But whereas in Sherwood, we had everything, all sports, everything. And here, Mr. J.B. Singh, who's come here today, was, I think, the pioneer for skating in Sherwood. He introduced skating in Sherwood. And I think we have all the facilities that one can ask for. So I think boarding school life is the best possible with everything that you can get, or give to your child. Thanks.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
Now, the main thing about Sherwood was discipline. You have discipline, you can take care of everything in life. Discipline is the most important thing in life. And I think we have learned it from the army based. So discipline is the most important thing that I have learned from Sherwood.
Why do you say discipline?
Because in every aspect of life, you have discipline, like filing or anything. If you have discipline in life, I think it goes a long way, and that helps you. And Sherwood was all discipline, and that's what I would have. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Behram Dubaj, 68 batch, and well, I've been asked to say a few words, so I'm going to say only a few words. The pleasure of my life was Sherwood. The best 3 years that I spent in my life I had sports, I had studies, and I had outdoor activities, which which students in the city never get a chance to have. I appreciate everything that I was taught and everything that helped me to what I am. Thank you.
Okay, I want to ask you one more thing before
Yeah.
we end. What is the best thing that you recollect in your life as a student at Sherwood? Something special that you remember, which you can never forget? Something good or bad or something to laugh
There's
about?
nothing special, it's just that everything that we did was special for me.
Okay.
Because it was a change from our daily school routine which we used to go to.
Okay.
And it was a pleasure doing whatever we did over there. Thank you.
Any professor you like? Any?
Oh, all of them.
Anything special about that?
All of my teachers were great people. They kept
Any mentors that whom you could take as a mentor for you?
No mentors. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Colonel Aditya Kamal. I'm from the batch of 94, Sherwood College. And recently my batch celebrated its 25 years of passing out of Sherwood, and it was great getting to meet all my old friends again. As you can make out from my introduction, I'm in the army. And whenever I go back, since I'm from the Kumau Regiment, whenever I visit the area, it just takes me back to my days back in Sherwood. I was in Sherwood from 7th April 1984 to the 16th of March 1993, and those 9 years were some of the best years of my life. The days in Sherwood, of course, you know, as it goes in the Sherwood song, you always remember those days. So I guess we are what Sherwood has made us, and that's why we are here together again. I've travelled down from Mau just to be here for this get together, and yes, to meet with the old Sherwood gang. Thank you.
Anything special that you remember, you recollect that you'll never forget being at Sherwood for some reason?
Well, every aspect of Sherwood was worth remembering. Every aspect of it was worth remembering, and of course the issue that I always credit Sherwood with is the thing that, you know, my forte has been public speaking and debates throughout my training, and that's what I learned from Sherwood. Of course, it was great meeting Mr. J.B. Singh, and then even when I went back to school, Mr. Pandey, and then all our teachers. You know, another aspect that I do always remember of Sherwood is the fact that we never got holiday homework, but yes, we did a project, and that helped us with research as we grew up further in life. So every aspect of whatever we did in Sherwood had something to teach us. I still remember Mr. Mountford's words once during one of the founders' addresses to the parents, where he said, "My boys may not score the highest marks, but my boys will always be a success in life." And I guess he was true. What he said was true.
Hi, this is Arpan Dikshit. I'm from the class of 2000. I finished ISC in 2001 March. Scraped through, actually, to be quite honest, more into sports than studies. My first time that I actually came to know about Sherwood was when I was very, very young, was in 1988. And that was the time, actually, in 1988 October, when I went to Sherwood, took those exams in October and joined finally in 89. However, my father then was in the police, so I had to keep moving from SEM to Sherwood and Sherwood to SEM, because those were days of terrorism. However, destiny ensured that I finished my schooling from Sherwood. I rejoined in 98, and the best part of my life in Sherwood was it built me up from within. It brought a lot of confidence into me, a lot of motivation when I was able to inspire others. The best part again will be the life that you had. I mean, I yearn for those days. If I could even go back to spend a year there, will be, you know, nothing like it. Getting up early in the morning, bunking marathons. Now I feel like running marathons early in the morning. Isn't that ironical? And then post that the PT practice, hated it then, I would love to be part of it now. And classes, half the time, of course, I was sleeping, so bunking it and going to, either the Millman Hall or the basketball court, eating something, bunking to Bishti's or bunking over to town. I was more of the guy who was bunking stuff. And finally, the teachers were good, and they ensured that they reined me in, and I passed out with a good character. I think that is the most important thing of all.